from the Pro Rock House of Worship, and we are here today bringing you the COVID Comedy Confessions. And our guest today is Lori Sommer. Lori,
Hi.
Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your comedy and stuff.
Well, I do stand-up comedy. I also manage a comedy club. So I like being on stage, and I like everything behind the scenes as well. And as of late, I've just been eating.
Eating?
It's quarantine.
It's quarantine, eating.
Yeah. Yeah, the most exercise I get.
I think that's a common problem in the world right now. So, Lori, what is your sin? What is your sin? What is the...
So this happened years ago, and I'm still really upset about it. And I don't talk about it often, so I'm really thankful. I want to say that right now. I'm very thankful that you're creating this platform for us. So
get it off your chest, get it out there,
I have a lovely park with trails near me, wooded trails near me that I love to go walking. I always felt safe walking around there. And one afternoon I went walking in the park, and there's this one path that I love. It has these gorgeous trees, these big cottonwood trees. And in the springtime, when they are in bloom, you could just see cotton all over the ground, and it looks like snow. It's just really beautiful and serene. And I was walking over there, and as I was passing the trees, I heard this loud buzzing sound. And I turned to look, and I see this gigantic bumblebee that was trying to lift off the ground and couldn't. So, of course, I go over to the bee. I want to help the bee, and I see that its legs are covered, just covered, and that's what was weighting it down. So I looked, and I was like, I have to help this bee. I have to help this bee fly. So I found this
get it off the ground, get it uncovered.
Yeah.
Take the snow off. Take the snow off.
Yeah, like he has to get home. I don't know if he has I don't know where the bee has to go, but clearly he has to go somewhere. He keeps trying to fly. So, so I find this little sticky stem kind of thing, and the bee is there, and so I just start scraping everything off. I can't remember if I did a couple of the legs or all of the legs, but I did enough where the bee was actually able to lift up. So I stood up, and I think I really upset the bee. It was very, it started flying at me.
Well, the bee was already trapped, so it was probably upset to begin with before you got there. You were trying to help the bee, right?
Right. It was agitated. So, I get up, and then the bee is there, and it starts coming at me. So I start running, and the bee is still, I'm looking at the bee. I'm not looking where I'm going, and the path veers, and, I'm looking at the bee, and then I trip over a cobblestone and got really hurt. And, I feel like that was, like karma, I deserved it. And I've just been really upset ever since. That bee did a lot of, I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't thinking of all the hard work that the bee did for all of that time. And, just all of that pollen that it collected and to spread around. And, I ruined a full day's work, and I don't know how I affected I don't know, like pollination and what else would have grown because of. And
let me get this straight. You think that the bee was working, and you actually destroyed the bee's work?
Yeah.
Thinking that you were saving the bee. I
thought I was saving the bee, but I think I created more problems, And that's what's because I never mean to hurt anybody. It's not intentional. And sometimes you do something in the moment and you think that it's okay. And then when you have time to think back and in retrospect, I was like, oh my God, that bee had every right to be upset with me. He worked so hard, or she worked so hard, and just coated with pollen that couldn't even lift off the ground. And then I just took all of that away.
And you took all of that away from that poor bee.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how many people that bee might have stung. Did you ever think about that?
I think
the bee does good work, but the bee might have stung some people too. So, you got to think about that a little bit too.
It would only sting one person and then die. So I think, so I think that bee really worked hard and was like, no, I'm going to, pollinate and I'm going to create vegetation, and whether it be, you know, like more flowers or more fruit, or, you know, because there's a lot of raspberries in that, you know, in that
maybe,
park, or cherry trees. Like, I don't know what I did.
but maybe, you know, maybe the bee, right? Think about this, right? Maybe the bee maybe you really did help the bee, and you were running away because you didn't want to get stung, but maybe the bee wasn't mad. Maybe the bee was happy, right? And maybe the bee was coming after you to sting you because you were worth dying for. So, you know, you got to think about it that way too, you know? And maybe
Well,
you shouldn't
yeah.
have ran. You know, I mean, I'd want to get stung by a bee. I don't know about you, but I don't want to get stung by a bee. But
I mean, I've been stung by a bee many times, but I love them, you know, like they're so important. And then, you know, now you have murder hornets, and that's, you know, as soon as I heard about the murder hornets and how they're killing bees, like it was a trigger. And now I'm just, I feel really bad for that bee.
I don't think you really need to feel bad. I mean, you purposely went there. I mean, you didn't purposely go there to go kill a bee, right? You went there, you saw this bee, you thought it was trapped, you know, you were doing a good thing, you were being a good Samaritan, right? You were trying to help the bee, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, you ended up hurting yourself in the long run, right? And, you know, you're kind of tumultuously worried about it and everything else. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, did you kill the bee?
I don't know. Maybe he died from stress.
Hallelujah. I think there's no sin here. I don't see a sin here. I think you were trying to be a good person. I think the bee didn't die. You didn't kill the bee. There was nothing intentional. So I think you need to let yourself off on this one. I really do. I think you need to let it go, you know, relax it, you know, and if you really are that into bees, maybe you should find a little bee charity and, you know, maybe donate to the, you know, Save the Bees, if there's a Save the Bees charity, you know, things like that, you know, maybe that could be part of your penance, right? You know, I mean, you know, we're, you know, so, you know, maybe you should just, you know, this is what you're going to do for your penance, right? Here's what we're going to do, right? You're not in an area where you're like clapping for first responders and everything at night, are you? You're not in that kind of.
Yeah, no one's clapping where I am.
Nobody's clapping where you are. Okay. So here's what we're going to do, right? We're going to get you to do a one-person Zoom show, right? You're going to do a one-person Zoom show or a live, better than that. Let's do it live on Instagram, right? You're going to go live on Instagram, right? And you're going to say, you're going to donate, right? You're going to donate whatever you can, you know, a little bit of money. You don't have to do a lot of money. You know, everybody thinks you got to do big donations to make it right. You know, everybody does a little small thing. So find a bee charity, donate a couple bucks, right? And then get on Instagram Live and, you know, who's your favorite rock and roll artist? Who's your favorite singer? Who's your favorite, do you even like rock and roll? Hip hop, pick anything.
No.
Hip hop.
Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to donate to the charity, a couple bucks to the charity. Then you're going to get on Instagram Live, right? And you're going to say, I love bees. I donated to the bee charity, and I just love bees. I love honey and Stevie Wonder. Hell, Stevie. Can you do that?
I love bees. I donated to a bee charity, and I love honey and hail Stevie Wonder and bees.
You did that good, but can you get it out there like, hail bees? Can you like bring up them vocal like, hail Stevie Wonder? Like, bring it out of there.
Hail bees! Hail Stevie Wonder!
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks for saving the bees, and thanks for caring about it, everybody.
Thank you so much. And save the bees, everybody. We need them. We need them. That's how we have food. We have food because of bees. And if you see a bee and it's covered with pollen, just let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
Well, Lori, we thank you for coming there. I hope you feel better. I hope this like eases your mind a little bit.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Right. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.